Jesus prison.
Bad boy.
Anybody else?
Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Oh, Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs. Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. Okay, what are we doing tonight, baby?
We're making desserts for our bonfire tomorrow.
Okay.
Because, and like everyone that was invited has to bring something, and then our thing that we had to bring was dessert, and then like everyone else, they bring like food and drinks.
As more horrific details come to light about the Diddy case, more people are wondering about what happened to Ava.
Shadows in the corner, echoes in the hall, skeletons that whisper, waiting for the fall. The laughter now is hollow, dancing fades away. Every face a mask in the cold light of day. Ghosts of the Diddy party haunt the night we danced. Memories from darkened dreams, we never had a chance. Once the music lifted, now it's just a sigh. Broken hearts are shifting in the midnight sky. Champagne now is bitter, every smile a lie. Lonely ghosts are drifting under moonless sky. Ghosts of the Diddy party haunt the night we danced. Memories from darkened dreams, we never had a chance.
Jesus prison.
Bad boy.
Anybody else?
Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Oh, Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs. Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody here. We want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So just clarify it, because it's crazy out here online. So I played with the kids, and I got permission from your mother, and say all of that just to make it, because it's crazy out here.
Well, I met Jesse and Delilah when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then we basically are sisters, all four of us. So.
6 months is crazy.
I always come over.
Yes.
And
And it's Ava Baroni Combs. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Jessie, and I'm a Sagittarius, the best sign in the world. And yeah.
Some folks have made connections between Ava Baroni and Ava Grace Baldwin, a child who's been missing for nearly 10 years. The age progression photo seems to be a pretty close match. Ava Grace was reportedly abducted by her mother, Catherine Ann Baldwin. There were then, of course, the pictures of her with Diddy's twins since she was very small, around the age of Ava Grace when she disappeared. Diddy also mentioned that he had permission from her mother to go ahead and adopt her. Since the videos of her with Diddy had resurfaced after the raid back in March of 2024, and she hadn't been seen in any group photos or other social media posts for nearly a year, after having been in dozens of regular posts since Diddy had originally introduced her, people got concerned. Near the end of March of 2024, this TikTok began posting, claiming to be Ava and saying she's fine. I've muted the audio for her TikToks to avoid copyright. She is just lip syncing to music, so you're not really missing anything. Some had speculated that these were either AI or heavily filtered videos to try and prevent internet sleuths from looking any further into it. That is until this one video posted yesterday, September 27th, 2024.
And this is the part that for as long as I live, I will never fucking forget. It isn't actually the aspect of being sexually assaulted. That's not what haunts me. It's this. It's as these two grown men were pawing at me, trying to take my clothes off, I look over to this man and asking for help, and I literally mouth the word help. And we lock eyes. And he looks away. I'm like, okay, there's two more men in the room. And I look to his engineer next, who's sitting right next to him. And I know that he's married, and he just had a little baby girl. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna do something. And I look at him next, and I'm like, okay, like, do something, say something, do anything. And he looks down at his phone and starts texting. And then I was like, oh, fuck. I look at Kanye's cousin next, and I'm like, do something, like fucking do something. And he spins his chair around. And that's when that, like, gut-wrenching fear set in. And I was like, oh shit, no one's fucking saving me tonight. No one's gonna do anything. And this is the part that for as long as I live, I will never fucking forget. It isn't actually the aspect of being sexually assaulted. That's not what haunts me. It's...
This video was also posted to a secondary TikTok account that sprang up shortly after Diddy was denied bail. She also claims to be Ava, and the videos are a lot less filtered. It actually looks a lot more like her too, and seems a lot more natural. And I guess now that she's feeling that she's more safe to post, there've been even more cryptic messages being shared. She also seems to be bidding farewell to the other kids. I suppose if she's been cooperating with feds, they wouldn't be taking so kindly to her anymore. Gotta be such a complicated situation for a young teen to be in. To have to leave everyone she'd been close to for most of her life, for the sake of her life.
So now here we are, we live in LA, and I met my best friend around when I moved here, around like when I was like 6 months old. And fun fact, we actually are still best friends to this day. Shout out Ava, love you.
But how you deal with every encounter. I'm proud of how you handle disappointment and don't disappear when you fear. You keep the faith and push through. I'm proud of your view of life and your ability to see every perspective, not just the one you feel fits best. I'm proud of the love you shower everyone with, regardless if they don't deserve it. I'm proud of the friend you are, the sister, the daughter, and the partner. I'm proud of the mistakes you turned into lessons learned. I'm proud of the journey, the fall, and the get right back up. I'm proud you never once gave up. You never lost hope. You fought to always show your heart. I'm proud you never let this cold world break you.
And this is the part that for as long as I live, I will never fucking forget. It isn't actually the aspect of being sexually assaulted. That's not what haunts me. It's this. It's as these two grown men were pawing at me, trying to take my clothes off, I look over to this man and asking for help, and I literally mouth the word help. And we lock eyes. And he looks away. I'm like, okay, there's two more men in the room. And I look to his engineer next, who's sitting right next to him. And I know that he's married, and he just had a little baby girl. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna do something. And I look at him next, and I'm like, okay, like, do something, say something, do anything. And he looks down at his phone and starts texting. And then I was like, oh, fuck. I look at Kanye's cousin next. And I'm like, do something, like fucking do something. And he spins his chair around. And that's when that, like, gut-wrenching fear set in. And I was like, oh, shit. No one's fucking saving me tonight. And apart from the aspect of, looking for help and they turned away, the only other thing that really, really fucks with me is, what about all those other girls that were there? Those 9 other girls who were drinking the drinks before we even got there. Like, I know none of them got out. I know none of them got saved that night. And I'm like, do they even fucking remember? Did they even know what happened to them? Moral of the fucking story, stay out of the industry. If you have daughters, make sure to tell them that they're idols. They should never meet and should never fucking go to the studio with anyone, even if you're invited there as an artist, unless you have a bodyguard with you. I thought I'd feel better after telling that story, but I really don't. But I guess the point is that, I mean, the same shit happened with Cassie. As soon as she said what happened, no one believed her, and they gave her so much shit. And it wasn't until videos came out and more people stepped forward that people were like, oh, she was telling the truth. And I'm here to warn you guys that more people are going to come forward.
Making desserts for our bonfire tomorrow.
Okay.
Because, yeah, and like everyone that was invited has to bring something.
Yo, because, bro, listen, I didn't ask to be put in this situation. You understand? And a lot of people ain't going to understand this. Because a lot of people wouldn't give up what I've given up to be in this situation. You understand? My whole thing about it is, when you lean on right, you ain't gonna never turn to wrong. And my whole thing about it is that Puff wasn't right what he did to people around us, man. He wasn't right what he did to people around us.
A dad is not giving up hope after his daughter vanished 6 years ago now.
Police say she was taken by her mother in 2014. That was in Texas, and neither of them have been seen since. Now the father is taking his search to the Quad Cities. It's the top story at 6 o'clock. Ava Baldwin was 5 years old and living in San Antonio, and police say her mother, Katie Baldwin, took off with her. Police say they were last seen in September of 2015. Baldwin's car was found abandoned in a parking lot.
The girl's father, David Hopper, was about to win a court battle for full custody of her at the time. Hopper says Ava was visiting her mother when they vanished. Local 4's Ryan Risky joining us live in the studio with why he believes his daughter could be in the Moline area tonight. Ryan?
Jim and Ann, it's been a long 6 years, and Hopper is ready to bring Ava home. Ava's mother has ties to Moline, and he believes that this could be a spot where they've hidden out. But before Ava disappeared, he had a long battle trying to get full custody of Ava.
From the very beginning, when Katie and I got together, she got pregnant. Long story short, we tried to be there. We were separated, trying to be there for her, and she disappeared for 8 months. Showed back up after Ava was probably about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months old.
David Hopper says it didn't take long before wanting to see his daughter became a frustrating legal challenge. He and his family were about to get full custody of the child when she vanished. She was 5 the last time her father saw her, which has made the last few years a nightmare.
A living hell. But you got to keep pushing forward because it's not about me. It's about my daughter. It's about finding her.
He thinks because Ava has a relative, her grandfather, who was a church pastor in Moline, Hopper thinks that she may be in the Quad Cities. I spoke with Ava's grandfather, who told me he hasn't seen or heard from Ava or her mother since 2015. And Ava was just recently registered on the Quad Cities Missing Persons Network after founder Dennis Harker spoke with her aunt.
She called me. I said, why are you contacting me? Because this is not a local case. And her answer is that family's in the area. So there's a possibility that the girl could be now here.
Ava's father says she and her mother live hidden away.
Through all the lies and everything else, my daughter is having to live a life where she's having to hide. I don't know if she's even with her mother or if she even has the same name anymore. There's days you wake up and you have to question, is she even alive?
Holidays, he says, are empty. He thinks about Ava every day. He knows exactly what he would say to her if she could hear him.
That I love her and I miss her, and can't wait to wrap my arms around her.
The last time that Hopper saw Ava was in 2014, and he always thinks about the day that she will come home to him. In the studio, Ryan Risky, Local 4 News.
Shadows take their flight, Hearts are turning cold, stories never told, footsteps on the ground, lost without a sound, faces gone so pale, tales that never fail. Diddy's crimes, they weigh, darkness in the day, echoes in the air, no one left to care, secrets locked away, truths we dare not say, eyes that search for light, caught in endless night. Hopes that fell like rain linger in the pain, memories erased, shattered and displaced. Diddy's crimes, they weigh, darkness in the day, echoes in the air, no one left to care.
This week in our Missing series, we focus our attention on a little girl named Ava Grace Baldwin. She was just 6 years old when she was reported missing from her elementary school in Texas. She had not shown up for school in nearly 3 weeks when the school contacted her father. Police believe her mother took her. For the last 8 years, her dad has been on a quest to find Ava.
When I lose my tooth, the tooth fairy will come and get it and leave me money under my pillow because I lose the tooth and I brushed it nice and clean. Thank you, tooth fairy.
In September 2015, David Hopper got a call from his daughter, Ava Grace's elementary school. Ava hadn't been to class for 21 days. Did he know where she was? Ava and her mom, Catherine Baldwin, lived in San Antonio, Texas. David lived in central Oklahoma, a 7-hour drive away. Ava was the product of a 34-day marriage. David called San Antonio police to report his little girl missing. What they found surprised them.
When we sent the police out there to the location of the last address that we had known from it turned out to be an empty lot. And that's when we kind of figured, okay, there's something going on here.
David says from the moment that Catherine told him she was pregnant, he sought to be the father that Ava would want and need. But getting that chance was more than difficult. David hired 5 different lawyers and spent upwards of $45,000 battling with Catherine in the courts, both in Texas and Oklahoma, to get a custody arraignment of his spunky little girl.
Yeehaw, partner! How are you doing?
She's just the perfect little girl. She was really surprised to know that she had a lot of family on this side of the family.
All the while, David says Catherine's life was spiraling. He says she was in and out of church missions, shelters, and relationships as he fought for more access to Ava. But David says one day Child Protective Services was alerted to a salacious video of Catherine performing a sex act. 2-year-old Ava was in bed behind her.
CPS contacted us and said, if you will help us find her, then you can have your daughter.
David was given partial custody, driving 7 hours each way to pick up Ava for a month in the summer and holidays. He remembers what Ava said to him one of the first times he took her swimming on one of those trips.
"You're my daddy. You're my daddy." She did not know that she even had a father. She was just in awe that she even had a father. I was kind of kept a secret from her, I guess.
Tina Fulbright, Ava's aunt, says Catherine, or Katie, had a habit of running.
She just jumped counties. She'd get in trouble in one county and she'd jump to the other county.
Catherine has a felony warrant for interfering with child custody. Police records show she has a history of alcohol and prescription drug abuse and suffers from mental illness. But when David requested full custody over concerns of Catherine's ability to keep Ava safe, Catherine and Ava disappeared. It's been 8 years. Ava is now 14. David remains hopeful Ava is alive. He says there have been sightings of the pair since they disappeared, including contact from a couple in Florida who said Catherine tried to hand over custody of Ava to them.
We have reason to believe that she is alive. There's also a case down in Florida where we know that the couple that she tried to give Ava to, they contacted us, and that was after they went missing. So that was in 2016.
San Antonio police say there were other possible sightings of Catherine as late as 2020. Police confirm they have records of her using nearly a dozen aliases. And hopes rose again last year when armchair detectives thought they'd spotted Ava and Catherine in a series of TikTok videos featuring a mother-daughter duo by the names of Bebop and Babe. Even Rolling Stone magazine featured the story.
We had that investigated. It turns out it wasn't them. But the only great thing about it is it brought a lot of attention to Ava's case. In fact, it went viral overnight.
For now, David and his family post letters to Ava on a Facebook page, hoping one day she'll stumble across it and see how much she's loved and missed.
It's hard to watch my brother go through it. He's its only child. That's all he's ever wanted was a family. And he deserves to have his daughter in his life.
It'll eat you up inside. Okay? So I do distance myself from it. But there's not a day that I don't wake up and I thank God that today could be the day. You never know. And yes, it gets disappointing after 9 years. Getting up and saying that prayer, thank you, Lord, that today could be the day, and it doesn't turn out that way, and it eats at you at times. But God's my only hope. You ask me if she's still alive. Sometimes I have my doubts. I'll be honest with you. But when you asked me that earlier, I answered with confidence because I believe that God is true to his word, that he said he would watch over her, that he would protect her, he would keep her safe, and that he would bring her home one day.